After finishing my second playthrough of Persona 5 last week, I found myself enjoying Makoto's character even more. Don't get me wrong, she was still one of my favorite back when I finished the game for the first time. Her, Ryuji, Akechi, and Maruki of course. But I think that playthrough was 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, and my views on the game pretty much changed. I really did like her, but I couldn't pinpoint why I enjoyed her character so much. Maybe because she was cool and she was kind of the leader alongside Joker. She was the one almost planning everything and taking care of the group when she can, and she was the most vocal out of any of the Phantom Thief. But now seeing the game in a different way and enjoying it even more, I can finally understand why I like her character so much, and just wanted to talk about why she's my favorite character in the whole game and probably the whole series the more I think about it, because after finishing the script and seeing the layers of her character, I am in disbelief. She is pretty much representing everything about the game, down from the theme of the justice to the oppression she's been suffering. Everything is damn near flawless. There is so much of a character that is displayed and portrayed to the many themes of the game. Is the justice she's seeking the best way to solve the current problem with society, or does she have to conform to everything that is going on because the others are the one in charge? It's not even a surprise why she's a fan favorite. She represents pretty much all the most important themes of the game, and let's be honest, she is the game, she is the prize. Next to the other characters in the Phantom Thief, I would say, or I would argue, that Makoto's story is much more realistic and down to earth. When you compare to Ryuji, he gets his leg broken and his dreams are crushed by a predator, and his school doesn't care. Like, to this day, even after replaying the game, I found that aspect of the first arc to be absolutely crazy. How the hell do you let a predator run around and pretty much control the school because he has the Olympic medal? I don't know. I don't understand. But Anne also is constantly sexually harassed by the one who shall not be named. Yusuke has been lied to during his whole life about his mom and the truth about her passing. And Futaba honestly gets it the worst. She is gaslit into thinking that she is the reason why her mother died and is forced to deal with the guilt even though she was like 12, 13. That's crazy. All these characters have it way worse than Makoto honestly, but her situation of loneliness and being pressured by her teachers is something much more common and much easier to explore. The most important aspect about Makoto's life before she met the Phantom Thief is her different relationship with the adults in her life, mainly the principal of the school, her sister Sai, and also the loss of her father. I think it's pretty obvious to see that losing her dad at such a young age is definitely the reason why her relationship with her sister is pretty strained. I wouldn't say mean, but it is borderline kinda depressing to see sometimes how they kinda interact, but I'm gonna get to it later on. The feeling of being a burden or useless to anyone is one of the worst things you could ever feel, especially when a person is someone that you care deeply about. That's why I can understand why she takes her duty as student president so seriously. She finally feels useful and has to put on the front to show how tough she is, even though deep down she's alone, weak, and has major self-confidence issues. I love the fact that the more we continue to learn about her character, the more we empathize with her even before she became a Phantom Thief. Showing a female character with emotion and struggling to find themselves is the best way for an audience to connect and root for her. As the plot around Kaneshiro progresses, Makoto is being constantly berated by basically everyone: the students, the Phantom Thieves, the principal, and the one that hurts the most, her sister. Basically calling her a parasite and useless is the final nail in the coffin regarding her self-worth.
I've been thinking lately. About those Phantom Thieves, I mean. If Dad were still alive... Sorry, I shouldn't bring this up while we're eating.
It's okay. Keep going.
I just wonder if he would have been on their side. That's all.
The only reason you have time to think about that is because you depend on someone else.
That's not...
You don't have to do a single thing, and you're provided with food, clothes, a home. I've had no time to think on such ridiculous thoughts. Would Dad have been happy with them? I don't care. He died upholding some lofty sense of righteousness, leaving all his responsibilities on us.
All I was trying to say was...
Isn't it about time you grew up and acknowledged our situation? Right now, you're useless to me. All you do is eat away at my life. Sorry, that was uncalled for. I'm just really tired. I'll be eating dinner out from tomorrow on.
During her whole life, I'm sure that's the lowest she's ever felt or she's ever been, being basically hated by everyone she knows while dealing with her loneliness, and the fact that her request to the Phantom Thief was to change kinda shows her to see if the justice she believes in is just, and to also help out her students from Shujin from being scammed or extorted makes it very hard to dislike her. All this time, she was trying her best to be useful to anyone, but due to the students disliking her so much and the teachers controlling her, she basically had no life of her own. All those moments of weakness, hardship, the feeling of being weak leads to possibly the best moment in the whole series. Makoto goes from a girl with borderline anxiety depression to maybe the greatest female character in the fiction. Just my opinion, but it makes too much sense the way she changes. Every time Makoto has the upper hand on someone, she has this confidence about herself. That's how she was able to uncover who were the Phantom Thief all by herself and being able to blackmail them into doing what she wants. That's why her drastic change in character after her awakening is so perfect and works so well. With all this power, of course she's gonna be acted like the most badass female character ever, but enough with that, let's just witness peak fiction together, because this awakening scene is generational. Just have a look.
Have you decided to tread the path of strife?
Yes. Come to me!
Very well. Let us proceed with our contract at once. I am thou. Thou art I. You have finally found your own justice. Please, never lose sight of it again. This memorable day marks your graduation from your false self.
What the hell? A persona?
No, dude. That's a bike.
I can feel it. Myself. Me! Got it! Wow! Nice! What is that? I've never seen anything like it.
You better earn your keep, or else I'll kill you!
I will not lose heart again. Ever. I'll go full speed, non-stop. Right, Johanna?
Makoto, for me personally, has the best personal awakening in the whole series. From the moment she was introduced to the main cast, to the moment where she finally stands up for herself, everything has been built up to this moment, and it is so satisfying to see. And her persona being a bike fits perfectly with the idea of her being controlled during her whole life. She is finally able to carve her own path, free from the pressure of being perfect and the anxiety of being alone. She has the freedom of following her own dreams and believing in something she wants. And her Phantom Thief outfit is so gas. Having spikes on your shoulders makes everything so cold. Just take a look, 10 out of 10 design. They cooked so hard with her character. I'm starting to ask myself, was she supposed to be the main character, because she is portraying every single idea of the game, from the justice she believes in to being oppressed. Like I said before, she is the game. Makoto's Confidant also gives us a lot of insight to her character outside of the main plot. A lot of people find it pretty boring and uneventful, but I have to disagree. Honestly, it's one of my favorite in the whole game. Definitely not as good as Ryoji's or Yusuke's, I can say that, but acting like it's just an afterthought is just wrong. Like, pay attention. Her Confidant finally shows up the steps she's taken of taking control over her life, the struggles she and her sister went through after losing their father, finding out how to connect more with the students she's helping and wanting to be a better person or understand how to become a better person. Her taking the time to help one of her friends who is in an abusive relationship just shows how selfless she is in nature. One of her struggles was always caring about what people think about her, to the point where she felt like a robot or just someone who was here to take orders. Her Confidant gives her a character, depth, personality, and a reason why we should root for her. That's why at the end of her social link, she feels like the perfect romantic partner. You understand her struggle she's been going through and was there to help her, so it makes sense for her to be the ideal partner. And both characters complement each other perfectly if you ask me. Joker and the Queen, man, that still sound kinda hard. For the closing statement, I personally don't relate to Makoto that much. In fact, I would say that we are polar opposite in many aspects. I was never pressured to be anything and had the freedom to pursue my dreams, but her character speaks to me because overcoming mental struggles and self-doubt is something that we all experience, and the way she was able to deal with it makes her character so enjoyable and just great in general. But that's all for today. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna try my best to upload consistently, but with school kicking my ass, I don't think that's gonna be possible, but I'm gonna try my best. Don't forget to like and to subscribe, and stay safe.